substrate is added, a set of genes will be switched on to metabolize. Okay, so switched on process is called as the induction to start with. When the metabolite needed by bacterium is added from outside the gene to produce, it is turned off. If there is no need, the operon is turned off. This is called as the repression. Okay, so operon can be inducted or it can be repressed. Now we will learn about lac operon in detail. Operon controlling lactose metabolism. It consists of a set of genes. As you know, operon is a set of genes that is involved in a single function. Lac operon, set of genes involved in what function? Lactose metabolism. So lactose metabolism, a set of genes are doing, they are called as lac operon. I think it is clear for you. Yes, this operon will have one regulatory gene that is denoted by I gene. Okay, why it is I? It is inhibitor gene, codes for repressor. Repressor means to stop. Then we have structural genes. They are differentially named as Z gene, Y gene and A gene. So Z gene codes for beta galactosidase is coded by gene Z. It helps in hydrolyzing the lactose. So once lactose is getting hydrolyzed, it forms galactose and glucose. Y gene codes for permease. It increases permeability of the cell. So the cell could allow the lactose inside. That is what is called as permeability. Then A gene codes for trans-acetylase. Okay, A gene codes for trans-acetylase. Function is not mentioned. Okay, so you have the genes where once if it is repressed, it will not produce any enzyme. Okay, so the repressor RNA is being present, so it forms the inactive state. Okay, if there is a promoter being present, you can see in the absence of inducer, okay, there is no reaction occurs. A repressor binds to the operated region and prevents RNA polymerase from transcribing the operon. Okay, RNA polymerase bind to the promoter. In the presence of inducer, the transcription and translation occurs to produce. Transcription and translation are the two steps involved in the production of enzyme. Okay, so these two processes will result in beta galactosidase, permease and trans-acetylase. Okay, so this allolactose is a disaccharide sugar which help to switch on the lac gene. Lac gene helps to produce enzyme needed to break. Okay, so break down the allolactose. Allolactose is similar to the lactose sugar. Allolactose different from the lactose because of the enzyme galactosidase that changes its shape slightly. Okay, so that is the difference between allolactose, just the difference in the shape. Okay, so no lactose if it is the condition present, there is no production of enzyme occur, that is called as the repressor. Okay, so then we have the next topic as the Human Genome Project. So it is a current project that is going on to further know about the human DNA. What is genome? The entire gene in the haploid set of chromosome is called as the genome. In human genome, DNA is packed in 23 different chromosomes. The project started in 1990 till 2003. It is an effort in identifying the sequence of nucleotides and mapping of all the genes in the human genome. So human genome contains about 3 into 10 to the power of 9 base pairs. Okay, do you remember what are base pairs? Adenine pairs with thymine. So that is what is called as the pairing. So if you take only pairs, that will count for 3 into 10 to the power of 9 base pairs. Goals of human genome projects are to identify all the estimated genes in human DNA, determine the sequence of 3 billion chemical bases, and store this information in the database. What is database? Everything is computed. Whatever information about the DNA of human is taken, it is fed into the computer that forms the database for us, and it improves the tools for data analysis, transfer related technologies and other sectors and certain industries of producing the medicine, and address the ethical, legal and social issues that may arise from the project. Okay, so that is a major feature or goal of the Human Genome Project. Now we have salient features. Human genome contain so much million of nucleotide bases, that is 3164.7 million nucleotide bases. Average consists of 3000 bases, and the total number of genes are 30,000, and 99.9% nucleotide base are identical in all people. 0.1% only makes a person different from the other person. The functions are unknown for 50% of the genes. Okay, salient features of the Human Genome Project. So chromosome number 1 has got 2968 genes, and Y gene has got 231 genes. Okay, that is important for 1 mark. So how many genes are present in the Y chromosome? It is 231. Okay, less than 2% of the genome codes for protein. Repeated sequences make up very large portion of human genome. Repetitive sequence are stretches of DNA sequences that are repeated many times. They have no direct coding functions, but they shed light on the chromosome structure, dynamics and evolution. Okay, so repeated sequences, when we study, we will get the idea about the evolution. About 1.4 million locations where signal based DNA differs occur in the human. Okay, so that is what is about the DNA and about the human genes. Okay, so to study about human genes, what is being done? The DNA is taken and it is read through, and they have found the number of DNA and how they are arranged, and what are the number of genes, which is the least number of gene. The chromosome Y has got the least number of genes, and the highest is the first number of the chromosome, that is chromosome number 1 has got more in number of genes. Okay, so then we have the goals and then the salient features of the Human Genome Project. Next, coming to DNA fingerprinting, it is also the recent technology. Here, DNA fingerprinting is a technique which is used to identify similarities of DNA fragments in two individuals. If you want to know the difference between two individuals, you can study about the DNA fingerprinting. It is developed by Alec Jeffrey. DNA of an organism carries some non-coding sequences. They are called as the repetitive sequence. Okay, so the number of repeats is specific from person to person. Satellite DNA, here we have microsatellite and mini satellite. Short tandem repeats. When you have the DNA having the repeated sequences that consist of 1 to 9 base pair. Okay, monomer repeating sequence, 1 to 9 base pair monomer repeating sequence, then it is micro. If it is going to be 10 to 100, it is called as mini. Okay, they are rich in adenine and thymine. Here they are rich in guanine and cytosine, and also known as a simple sequence repeat. This is also called as SSR, and where here mini is also known as VNTR, variable number tandem repeats. Okay, so tandem repeat elements, here we have the number of, see, this is nothing but the repetition of the sequence. Okay, repeated units has the 100 base pair. Then what is it? It is the mini type of the tandem sequence. It is called as mini satellite. Okay, so then we have the another thing that is called as the microsatellite. Here we have the repeated sequence less than 10 base pairs. Okay, so what we are going to do? Fingerprinting. What is fingerprinting? To find the DNA makeup of one person and another person. Do you follow? DNA makeup of one person and another person, and we are going to match it. Okay, so steps involved, it is given as such in your book also. Numbering. Okay, so we can go with this number for knowing the sequence that is involved in fingerprinting. First we have to take the blood sample. As you know, blood contains cells, cells contain chromosome. DNA is extracted from the blood. Once you extract, it should be cut into fragments. What is fragment? Small bits. Okay, that is being done by restriction enzyme. Once it is made into small bits, what should be happening? DNA fragments are separated into bands during electrophoresis in an agarose gel. So, these DNA fragments are allowed to undergo the electrophoresis process so that it will be segregated, it will stay in one place. Okay, so next we have the step 5. DNA band pattern in the gel is transferred to nylon membrane by technique known as the Southern blotting technique. The DNA band pattern in the gel is transferred. So when you take the nylon membrane and put it onto the plate and you take the membrane, so it is just getting stuck up over there. Okay, so nylon membrane by the technique is known as Southern blotting. Next we have the DNA probe binds to specific DNA sequence on the membrane. So DNA probe is the genetic material which we know. Okay, that will go and get itself attached to the specific sequence. Then excess DNA probe is getting washed off. After that, at this stage, the radially active probe is bound to the DNA pattern on the membrane. So we are going to label it. So one is the DNA which we are getting from the sample. Another DNA we are adding to it as a probe is radioactively labeled. Okay, once it is radioactively labeled, it is getting attached with the DNA. Okay, so X-ray film is placed next to the membrane to detect the radioactive pattern. So X-ray film is placed to check the radioactive pattern. Okay, the last step, X-ray film is developed to make the visible pattern of the bands. Okay, so this pattern is one person's DNA makeup. If you have another person, you have to take the sample and go through the same process, and we can match with this banding pattern so that we know the closeness of the individuals. Okay, do you follow? So first initially we started saying that DNA fingerprinting is being done. Okay, to find the similarities of DNA fragments in two different individuals. That is what is being done in these steps. Okay, so what could be the application? In forensic analysis, it can be used in the identification of the person involved in criminal activities. Okay, and pedigree analysis, inheritance of patterns of genes. See, in a family, they have certain characteristics running. For example, albinism. Okay, maybe they have the grey hair throughout. There is no black hair. Okay, in the generation after generation, they are getting grey hair. One particular male only is getting grey hair. So we can find it because of the DNA makeup of their parents or grandparents. It is reappearing. For that, it is used. That is what is called as pedigree analysis. Pedigree analysis deals with the inheritance of the particular character. Then conservation of wildlife. If we know the genetic makeup, we could easily conserve the wildlife, and we know about the evolution also. Anthropological studies. Anthropology is the study of human. It is useful in determining the origin, migration of human population and genetic diversities. So what is genetic diversity? Variation in the skin color, variation in the hair structure, straight hair, curly hair. Okay, that is what is meant as the genetic diversity. Okay, so for this also it is useful. So far we have learned about the molecular genetics. What does it mean? The molecular basis of DNA, and we have learned about the Human Genome Project and fingerprinting and what are the applications of it. Okay, please read through the lesson once you are listening to the video. Okay, so you can write all the key points in your classwork and submit it for correction. Thank you, students. Hello students, welcome to class 12 biology. Today we are going to continue with operon concept. Do you remember what is operon? Operon is a collection of genes that is involved in the similar function. Okay, each metabolic reaction is controlled by a set of genes. That is what we call it as operon. All the genes regulating the metabolic reaction constitute operon. What is metabolic reaction? Both anabolic and catabolic is called as the metabolic reaction. What is anabolism? It is synthesis, and catabolism is breaking down process. The gene present in the operon function in the same or related metabolic pathway. The names of the operon are based on the substrate material. Substrate is the material on which the enzyme to be reacted. Okay, so that could be lactose. That is why it is called as lac operon. Okay, so that is what we will learn in detail. Some of the other examples are trip operon, val operon, his operon, etc. When substrate is added, a set of genes will be switched on to metabolize.